quickly. In the last week, I've had a whirlwind tour of people coming to me saying, I want to do this, I want to do that, and stuff like that. And discernment has been a challenge for me my whole life. And what I need to rely on is co-creators who's going to supply the discernment, right? So, and I'm just going to put out my vision, and then anybody who wants to be part of this vision, I will have a rudimentary form that you can just fill in. And in 2 weeks' time, I will announce who's going to be on the committee. Now, I've already committed to Ali and Jackson, as Jackson wants to manage events and Jackson runs workshops. Ali is an art lady, and what she wants to do is to run art workshops and stuff and be on the committee. Is that correct, both of you? Just nod if you can't talk. Yep, cool. Now, Jada, she runs beautiful women's events, and this property will be perfect for weekend things and stuff like that, however ever that's going to look. So let me touch on my vision so you all know. I have purchased the property. It's 9 acres, it's got ponds and nurseries, and that'll be perfect for growing organic food to feed our community, perfect for tiny houses, for dome buildings, people living on the property, perfect to run events, workshops, music events, fire pits events, all sorts of things. Like, I mean, if I was going to design a property, this would be the property I'd design. So it's all there ready for us to go. Now, I'm just a little old lady with disabilities, and so what I'm relying on, I don't see pictures in my head. It's really hard for me to create a picture vision because I don't. So what I need is a whole bunch of people around me who are going to create the vision. So I'm going to supply the property, community's going to create the vision. And the reason I want to do this is I believe power corrupts. And you have a look at our government, how corrupted our government is. You know, as above, you know, it happens below. At the moment, we're in a spiritual war, and in the esoteric, we have beings from all over the multiverse coming to assist humanity who have already won to move with this shift. So above, we're in a spiritual war. Below, we're in a war, aren't we? It's just a jab war. So let's create a safe space for our community. Now, at the moment, we're in a financial system, which is a Ponzi system, which will explode. Now, people are saying the reset is going to happen this month. I don't know if that's going to happen this month or not, but once that happens, we won't be talking about money. Everything will be done on a reciprocal thing. Unfortunately, initially, we're going to have to play in that money field. And so what I was looking around, I need enough money to cover the rates, insurance, the blah, 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 blah. So what I was looking at, anybody living on the property, I was going to charge, you know, if they want to put a tiny house on, I'd charge $100 a week for a tiny, you know, for their internet, for their power, for their water. And then they have to do one day a week on the property. If they went away and they couldn't do that one day a week, it'll cost them another $100. That'll go in the kitty, and that'll go into infrastructures and things like that. So that's my idea with that. None of this is set in stone. I had to start somewhere, and I had to create a concept. And with the events, what I thought, look, I've run events for years, and it's really expensive for a little guy to run events, right? So here's what I was thinking around events. Whatever you charge for your event, so if you charge $50, right? The first person's $50 goes into the community fund. Now, this is for in the future. That $50 will be used for decorations, for putting in toilet blocks, for whatever we're going to do, right? And then if you say you get 4 people turn up, that's it. No more money. Don't worry about it. It's 4 people. You haven't made any money. You made $150. You spend half a day doing it. I don't want any more. But let's say you've got a really good group of people and you're really happy with the outcome and the money that you got for your event. You might like to kick in a donation on top of that. Okay. And that's it. You'll need your own insurance to run events, because the property won't have its own insurance, and I can't cover just anyone who wants to come in and do that. One of the things that we need to do on the property is, and this is hilarious, is to keep everything pretty low key. So I would love to put a huge sign up the front. I've called the centre Allow Love, because Allow Love will allow many words on the end of it. So it can be Allow Love, I'm a honey producer, right? Allow Love with honey. So that will be my brand. Allow Love in meditation. Our words are so important. So if everybody says Allow Love, that is a positive affirmation for them moving forward. It doesn't matter what. Allow love for health, allow love for readings, so Allow Love will be that. Now, I'd love to have a big sign that says Allow Love drop-in centre, come in, there'll be something happening every single day of the week. Come in, just have a chat, a coffee, come in and meet the community. This is for the unvaxxed people. That's what I'd love to say, but I can't say that. So what I would like is an Allow Love, just a sign, Allow Love at the front. So anyone driving by will know it's the centre, but not knowing, because it's a battle axe block, it's got a couple of 100-metre driveway to get in the property. Unless you drive in the property, you don't even know what's behind door number 1. So I don't want it to be a flag for police to be door knocking and saying, what are you doing here? Look, you're all unmasked. I never wear a mask. I'm never going to, and I'll never make anybody else do that either. So it's, it is for our community. However, the last thing we need is people who aren't in our community eavesdropping or telling officials that we're doing whatever we're doing that we shouldn't actually be doing. So what I've got here is a document that I've roughly printed out, which is sort of what, just some of the ideas. I'm just looking where the chat box is so I can actually drop it in here for you guys. I'll actually put all the documents and stuff. Okay, there you go. It's in there. They're just sort of some ideas. Now, with the committee, I hate committees. I don't know about you ladies. I know you're all on mute, so I'll let you say something in a minute. I hate committees with a passion, and I've been kicked off so many committees because I'm just not a committee player, and I can't have look, even the power with me, I cannot corrupt me. So what I thought of with a committee, the way you sit in the committees and you're there 3 days later and you've got some lady who talks a lot and they just talk and talk and talk and talk. I want the committee to be a steering committee where they just vote. So how the committee would look like, I'm going to use Ellie for an example. I know I'm struggling saying your name. It's Elaine. Anyway.
It's Eiley.
Eiley, thank you.
But Eiley
I know
short.
you told me that, but I still do. I struggle with words because I don't see pictures or hear sounds, so I've got no reference. So, but I'll get you sooner or later. Don't worry. So here's how the committee would look. You're passionate about your arts, right? So you are now the committee member who's in charge of arts. Anyone who wants to do anything arty, crafty, clay, you name it, they have to come to you. And you say, yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Yes, do a pitch, do a one-page document up, pitch it to me. Yeah, that sounds great. When do you want to do it? Okay, we're going to speak to Jackson. She's on the events. She's running all the events. So you go to Jackson and say, look, they want to do it Monday at 7 o'clock at night. Is that all right? Jackson says, yeah, we've got a window for that. Ellie, you go back to them and you say, yeah, that's all right. And then they run with it. So you would be in charge of anything art. Anyone who wants to run. So Jada, you want to run a women's event, a 3-day women's event. You just go, okay, here's the overview of the event. Jackson, what do you think? Yeah, that's good. What dates are you talking about? Yeah, that's good. Okay, Jackson, you come to the committee. Jackson, I've got an application here from Jada. She wants to run a 3-day workshop with women, and it'll be, camping, or they can use the sheds to sleep in and stuff like like that. What do you think of that? How's that date work for you? Yeah, that's all good. Let's let the committee vote. Yeah, 5 votes. Yeah, done. Next. So it's not going to be the late, you know, I'm even reluctant to call it a committee. It's just a steering part of the community that says yes or no. Now, on the committee, there will be 8 people. I will be the 9th, and I will vote any hung vote. So all we have to do is get 5 votes, and whatever's through, it's through. But it doesn't even have to be us having a meeting. It can be done like through Facebook. Oh, you know, Jackson, I've got an application in. You know, we put it on, you get 5 votes, yeah, it's done. Otherwise, everyone's going to be sitting there waiting for the next month committee so they can actually, you know, move forward on that. So it can be, you know, that's my ideal. Now I'm going to unmute everybody, and everybody can tell me what they think of that, of what I've set up to now. If there's anything that, you know, that you think wouldn't be any good, or whatever you want to say, I don't care. Ask to unmute, ask to unmute, ask to unmute. There you go. I've unmuted you all. Go, anybody want to do it?
Well, you've laid it out pretty clear. Like it sounds straightforward, and it's a beginning place. And to keep it nice and easy and in flow is what's important. So there's nothing that I don't agree with. I'm listening, and it sounds fabulous so far. So yeah, good.
Good.
I just thought I'd start.
Beautiful, Jackson. Thank you for that. What about you, Jada?
Yeah, I agree. I think, you know, as a starting point, it's great. It has room to move and flow, as Jackson said. I particularly love the point of having decisions made quickly, not waiting month after month, because that's the bane of any organisation when you have to have a vote for something, because people don't generally understand, you know, that it's got to pass through this part of the committee, this part, this part. So I think having people that are switched on, and, you know, having a good format, a base of a format is, you know, we go to Jackson, here it is, you know, this is what I've got. Have we got the space for it? Perfect. I'm loving the vision that you have, Carrie. I think community is longing for it. You know, I know so many people that, you know, are calling it in, and yeah, perfect. That's my viewpoint.
Thank you, Jada and Ellie.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a great idea, and I think we'll need a place to come together. And so, because it has such a vast opportunity, we can do all things there. So I think it's really great, most definitely.
Beautiful, beautiful, ladies.
Yeah.
So moving forward on that document that I just pasted in the chat box there, if you have a look, and this information will go onto the Facebook. That Allow Love group will be used for all our documents. We'll put all our files up there. I particularly don't like using Facebook. However, you know, I'd use Telegram, but it doesn't have the facilities that Facebook does, and everybody's on Facebook. And look, in the future, we won't even need an online presence. It'll all be done in community, and online may even work against us, because what it'll do is it'll show people who aren't part of our community what we're doing, and really we've got to be smoke and mirrors, you know. So what I've got here at my request, and this is the action after this meeting here, on the 20th of November. Now I've been invited to be a guest speaker at that what's that group, you know, that one you were talking about, Ali, in the alternative one.
Canberra Mountain Freedom Fighters.
I think it's Freedom Fighters. I think that's who it is. I don't know whether it's Tambourine, but it might be one of the other ones. I'm not sure. They told me where it was, but it wasn't Tambourine where to meet. I'll be speaking to about 30 people next Friday night at that. I've had builders approach me. I've got one lot that want to put tiny houses as a display village on the property. And this is perfect because people are looking to go off grid, but they don't know what dwelling to put, you know. So I've got tiny houses talking to me, and I've also got a meeting with Hebel Dome people, so who, you know, relocatable. So what I've said is that the dome people might go up one side of the property and the tiny houses the other. We have it as a display village so people can come and see what the tiny houses and that are, but people will be actually living in those properties as well. So I'm just trying to do things to get around government and legislation and whatever. So that's two ideas that will keep us moving forward. But one of my other ideas is that one of the greenhouses, Jada, it's 40 metres long and I think it's 15 metres wide, something like that, and it's got a solid top on it. Now that what I'm looking at for events like Jada runs events with 20, 30 women, right? I could fit 50 women in just one of these greenhouses. There's two of them next to each other and they're totally enclosed. There's no rain gets in, but they do have overhead sprinklers, so we'll have to disable those.
Oh, good for summer. Good for summer.
But they've all got like fly screen or shade cloth that you can see through right round the outside. Now in winter it's going to be miserable and cold, right? But in summer it's a perfect place that you could just put beds out, and I mean proper beds out. We can do a toilet and shower block at the back, and if you want to run a workshop. Jada, were you privy to those sharing weekends down at Guanabar when they were running them down there?
No, I wasn't, sweetie.
Okay,
no.
okay. Well, I want to run a sharing weekend where spiritual people just exchange their gifts with each other.
Yes.
And that'll be a weekend. We'll call in some good guest speakers. We'll have music. We'll have song. We'll have just a weekend where we just, everything has to be a celebration of life because that's where we're going. And anybody who isn't celebrating life is not going to be part of the community because they won't be able to resonate with the energy. Yeah. All right. So questions, definitely. Lady, questions. We've got 10 minutes left. Go for it.
Okay. I guess from where I'm sitting, as I said to you, I love everything that's being birthed into this new space. The issue with me is that I am in the New South Wales. How that's going to play out, you know, hopefully Christmas time, you know, I can cross freely. That's probably the only issue that I see for me at this stage.
Yes.
But if we're doing meetings and things online, you know, through Facebook or however we do it, then that's not the issue.
No, that's not, that won't be the issue. Initially, everything will be done online simply because of the logistics. Jackson's at Low Desert, I'm at Logan Lee, you're at Tambourine, you know, you're in New South, like it'll all be online. And as I said, most of it will be through the Facebook group. And if I can not have a meeting, you watch me, I'll not have a meeting. I hate meetings. I can, in alignment with that, Kerry. Look, I think, you know, community has so much to offer. I really do. And I love the premises of it not being based financially. There's realistic things, as you said, you know, you have to cover costs. Even when we're holding a workshop or something like that. You know, the way I do things, it's generally, it's from the heart, and I'm happy to do it as long as I'm not financially out of pocket. Impacted. I know you are, Jada. I've seen your work and I know what you do. And I think everybody here is that same thing. It's not about, money's going to go away anyway. It's not about the money. It's about us building and protecting each other in these, you know, we're trying times. We haven't had trying times yet. They're on their way. So we need to, you know, cover our ass now before we can't.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Look, as I said, I'm very much open to offering what I can, you know, to make this community reality. So I'm going to mute myself and allow someone else up.
Okay. Who's next? Who's up? Any questions? Ellie.
What's your time frame in terms of, just say, because I'm already just talking to you, I've thought of two other ideas. So what's your time frame?
Okay, well, if you look at that document, which you haven't because you've been listening to me, well done. I've got in 2 weeks' time. I've got the. I'm going to announce whoever wants to be on the committee, right, and whoever wants to do a job on that committee. But I will be very. Unless we decide something different, I will be very, this is how the structure is, because it's we're all expert in our field. I want a mentoring program off our expertise. So I want everybody on the committee to be working with at least one people. You can have, if you've got, say, a big project, like I want to build a sweat teepee. There's this beautiful 6-meter circle of bamboo that's got gaps about this wide, right? And the bamboo's about 5 meters high. So I want to do a sweat lodge, a sweat teepee in the middle of this bamboo, so that we can have, have a flower bath and then go into the sweat lodge and then go into ceremony, right? So it's going to have fire pits, sweat lodge, everything that our community actually needs. However, that teepee is going to be a big project. You're going to need, people with who can use power tools and things like that. So you might have more than, if you want to do the teepee project, you might need 4 people. You might need somebody artistic like Ali to actually do the canvas design. And I'm thinking maybe we'll just use that shade cloth or something and paint it white and then wrap it around. I know nothing in that space, and I'm not going to go in that space, but whoever did it, they would do the design, they'd have the team of people, they'd make it all happen. And, with the assistance of anyone else if they needed it, but they need to have that subcommittee group to help them do it. So it'd be your job to create your own subcommittee, your job to have your mentor program where you're teaching somebody what you do, because if you're sick or you can't do it on that day, they will need to step up. My job is to do nothing. I will step in. I'm like a jack of all trades, so I will step in wherever's needed. But if I take on a role as in project manager of events, which is what Jackson's doing, or project manager of maintenance, which we'll have to find somebody else to do, I will be doing that, and I can't be filling in where I need to be filling in. So as much as it sounds like I mightn't be doing much, I'm supplying the property, everybody else is supplying the vision, because I don't see. All right. Okay, who haven't we heard? So, Ali, did that answer your question? So we've got the 20th of November at 8:30, I'll announce the meeting. The applications will close the day before. And then on the 19th of December, can you guys all look at your calendar? I'm about 2 in the afternoon, and Jackson, this will be like open house. So anyone who wants to come on the property, they can. I know it's the week before Christmas and blah, blah, blah. However, I don't move into the property until the 11th of December. So that will, everything will be in disarray in that. But what I want is people to come on the property and see the scope of what we have to work with, because it's, like, it's daunting for me. It's, this property is so big, and I nearly didn't buy it because of the overwhelm of the size of it. So the 3 ladies here, are you all available at 2 p.m. on the 19th of December, which is a Sunday afternoon? Yeah, Ali? Jada, I don't know whether you'll get down from the border, but if you do, you do. See, we're pretty close to you because we're near the border.
Yeah, like once I got across the border, it's not far at all.
No.
It's the border.
Yeah.
That's the issue. But yes, I if all goes in alignment, then yes.
It's good. Okay, Jackson. Now, for this event at 2 in the afternoon, what would you suggest that we actually do, apart from everybody just wander around the property? What would you suggest that we do on the thing, just to have an open house and a look-see? Like, should we have like music round a fire pit and a bowl of soup at 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock or something like that? Or I don't, what would be a good thing to inspire people?
Yeah, I think with everything that you've shared today, why I put my hand up for the event space is because it really is sacred work, and we've got to make sure that the facilitators are all fully supported in that space, and it just has everything that is available to them as well, and that we're getting the right people and that kind of thing. So when everything that I'm hearing today, for somebody who doesn't see, you've got a pretty big vision. And the work that I do, my signature program is around helping people get aligned with their purpose in life. And so when I look at this, I see this as, so it's a project that they work on, that they sort of feel into as they go along. And my job really is to keep them in alignment with the truth of what's there for them. And I was just thinking about how I just feel called to that. And I don't know why, but I love to, it's almost like a puzzle where it's like putting these pieces together. So there's a lot of pieces that have come through on this meeting today. So when it comes to what we provide on the open house day, which is, I think will actually start to form as, see, I like to have everything in order and make sure that things are getting completed and done. And so I can't quite see what would be great for the actual open day right now, but everything that I've got here, once I've nutted it out, that's when things start to form in a more natural way and resonates and that sort of thing. So the other ladies might have, Eileen and Jada might have some ideas around what they foresee already. And I just really want to be making notes and starting to bring something together so we can actually bring the ideas into form. So that's where I'm sort of coming from.
And Jackson, don't think you're just lumbered with this event, because you're not.
No,
because
no, I get that.
you know, like, I mean, you're the event person. We'll have an event team. If you other two ladies want to be on that event, that one event team, which will be on the 19th. Like, ideally, I'd like people who play musical instruments to come along,
Yes.
and just, you know, like a busker style people and that come along and have a bit of music. And it just, basically it's just so people can get on the property, have a look, and then start thinking about what their vision is.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it's a great thing, like, to have because by then we'll be a lot more clearer in what the setup of things and what we're wanting to bring, even though it's continuing to birth itself. So it's going to be an amazing day, and, you know, it's going to be really inspirational for those that come and view, and also, you know, see the possibility that they're part of the creation process as well. So, yes, as far as anything, I can just get the sense of the energy there right now. But I think today has been a really good meeting, as far as just hearing from you and what you're seeding yourself, but just, it's inspiring to know that wherever we're being led to, it's like that allowance of love, allow love is really, it's that permission, isn't it, to go wherever that flow is taking somebody. So it's just a really wonderful thing, Kerry.
And that truly is my intention, is to stand back and not, I don't ever want anyone to go like I'm a dictator or something like that. So you know, so if you guys have got any ideas of how we could structure it differently, I don't know even if this is going to work. All I can do is suck it and see, and that's what I'm prepared to do. And if it all falls apart, so it does, but I can't see it will, because as all our frequencies are rising, this is where I've tried to do this my whole life, tried to get community together, and I've never managed to do it. But now the frequencies have changed, so people are coming on board because they know they've got to do something. Where 2 years ago we didn't, did we? No, we could have all just been oblivious to our own little
and just gone on.
So
if I may say something, sorry, Kerry.
No, go ahead.
On the opening day, I think my thoughts are going to maybe like mini little workshops, like, you know, for people to really get a sense of what is going to be offered. Yes, they're going to have a look at the land and the layout, but, you know, your facilitators, you know, they might do an art thing, so people can get in and get hands-on and get that, embodiment of it, which
I
actually
love it. I
sense
love
in the
that.
heart.
Yeah.
So that's just an option. Yeah.
So Ellie, would you do a little workshop or something
Yes,
on
I'd be
that
happy to
afternoon?
do.
Are
Yeah.
you talking about a no-cost workshop, Jada?
Yeah, just something,
Yeah, just a
A
little one.
taster. Do a
Yeah.
taster.
Yeah.
So we could.
Yeah,
So
yes,
what we-
that's it.
Okay, so we'll put out to facilitators, whoever wants to do a taster workshop to, to promote their thing, right? Come along and we'll just have whoever wants to set up, we'll just have tables out. Whoever wants to set up and do the workshops will go from 3 o'clock till 4 o'clock. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And people can just
And people
wander
can
around
just mill around. I've got
Beautiful.
clarity. I can do clarity 10 minutes, clarity readings and that. Jackson's talented. You're talented, and we'll just put it out. Anyone who wants to come and do a workshop. And then we get some musicians, some fire, and I'll make some soup and bread or something like that. And we can have that as an afternoon thing, or I might even make an afternoon tea. I'll see what I do. Depends how many people want to come and stuff.
Yeah.
Basically, it won't even be a Eventbrite thing. It'll be this is what we're doing that day. Turn up, you know, and people will turn up or not. But by time then, we've got a month and a half to promote it. So it's going to be, so anybody speaks to who can do workshops, who is prepared to do that. And basically it'll be like you'll be giving value because you'll be giving away something, but you'll also be promoting your business. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a two-way thing. Yeah.
It's a two-way thing. And so they can bring any promotional stuff. If anyone wants to set up a little shop and sell their stuff or whatever, I don't care. But Jackson, you'll be steering this. However, if I can ask you other two ladies, if you personally know people who'd be interested in coming along to this space, look, we've been given a bit of extra time with Zoom. If anyone has to go, let me go. But I just want to touch on this. I'm struggling with the vaccine. I don't have any challenges standing next to a vax person, but some people do. They talk about shedding and stuff like that. And another question I have is around alcohol. I don't drink alcohol. Many people will have a glass of wine or that. So I don't really want it to be like an alcohol prohibited place. However, anybody who has more than 2 drinks is had to, a third drink is one too many, right? So I don't want any abuse or alcohol abuse on the property at all. And I was thinking of having a one go. If anybody gets drunk and does any adverse thing, they're just asked to leave and not return. What do you think of that?
I'm a non-drinker and I would peg no alcohol only because already you're managing the property, you're managing the event, you've got all occupational health and safety in terms of if you're providing food or any injuries on the property. So to then add alcohol, I just think if you do a full risk assessment, it just puts it a bit too high for people who are volunteering. Essentially, we're volunteering. And I just think it's too much responsibility and the risk is too high.
Good,
but
I like that. So all of my opinion. No, but is everybody else on board with that? Or I imagine they would be, Jackson. What we'll do is we'll do what I was thinking of it was people who live on the property. So, if they, why can't they have a drink in their own little tiny house in the back of the property, right? That's fine. But I don't want them, a whole group of them all sitting around scoffing beers on a Friday afternoon. Like, that's not my vision of the property. However, there has to be a little bit of wiggle room for people living there. So I would say people living on the property will be asked if they're drinkers or not or whatever. We'll have to work that. And what about the vaxxed people? What are we going to do with them? Because, some people are, my son-in-law is vaxxed. Don't ask me why.
So
I think for me, I'm not an anti-vaxxer, I'm pro-choice.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so I
love that
like
word.
people to to respect my choice not to get vaccinated,
Yeah.
as I will respect their choice to get vaccinated.
Good. Yeah.
So I
Beautiful.
think we're already becoming segregated. So potentially this could be an opportunity to bring everybody together, regardless of vax status. But equally, it provides that safe space for the people who aren't vaxxed, because we're going to need it.
Yes. Yes. Okay, that is beautiful.
Yep.
So we are pro-choice, and that means anybody can come on the property without a problem.
Beautiful.
Okay? And
I absolutely honour that, because there is so much division, and we need to come back together and come from the heart.
It's
Beautiful.
all heart. It's
Yeah,
all
and
heart.
there'll be people wanting to heal from that. So this is a healing space for those that, even if they've made a choice and now they change their minds, or they want to get healthier, they get that there's some really big impacts to this, then this is what the space is for, is to bring them back into that wholeness so that they can heal.
Yes, and the property is already, I have energized the property with the new frequency. I've got crystals on every single corner, every single bend in the fence. I've got crystals surrounding the property, and I've gone on there, and so it's now, the property has the new frequency, so anybody who walks on it will automatically connect to that new frequency, and they'll take that away with them. So that's important to me. That happens. Okay. I guess there's not a lot more. Like, I've got a lot I can say, but we don't need to at the moment. It's just what we need to do, I believe, is to get our the core committee together and get applications in. I'll do up a document so that you can fill that document in and get that to me for you three, and then anybody else you can give that document to. The applications are going to come in, and whoever is on the committee, even if we've only got 2 of us on the committee on the 19th, we will vote on the applications that come through. So we've got to keep moving forward. Like, we've got a month out, and the event won't be a big thing as to organise it. It's just to get people who are going to come and play in the space. That's all. That's all. That event's not, it doesn't have to be bigger than Ben Hur. It can just be a Sunday Arvo thing. Just to
gathering.
A gathering.
A gathering.
That's all it is. Yep. Just a allow love gathering. And that's what we'll call it. So when I put it up on the Facebook group. Now, did you guys found the event thing on that Facebook group all right, did you?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, good. Well, that's perfect. Has anyone got anything else they'd like to wind up with? And we'll finish. And
well, the only thing I can't see, I'm on my phone right now. I can't see where I can download that document that you've put up there. So I'm just
it's in the chat, Jackson. If you are in your Zoom screen, just click chat down the bottom. You take your cursor down, right, chat, and I've just put what the around the committee stuff. I've just put all that up there.
Oh, the ideas.
Yeah, the ideas.
Okay.
What I'll do from there is I'll create a form for applicants to join the committee, or do what the form will probably be generic. It'll probably be a form to do absolutely anything. And and then they can get that form, and they can message you with the form once they've filled it in, or message me. I'll get them to message me initially, and then once we get the event thing going, I'll get them to message me initially, so that it can.
Okay.
Because at the moment I'm steering everything, so I need to know what's happening. In the future, I won't be steering everything, and there'll be a lot I don't know what's happening. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Done.
That sounds. Look, I think it's wonderful.
Beautiful.
It's clear of what you're wanting to call in, and as you said, keeping the momentum of it rolling, so that it doesn't fall into that space of just laying there.
Well, I can't do that. Just the maintenance on the property is massive, and I can't do that. So I've got to do something. So that will motivate me. But what really motivates me is I've waited my whole life to get to this space, and I'm here, and I have made a difference, and I will continue, and I'll make a massive difference in the future. So along with a beautiful team of lovely women who are going to co-create with us all. How's that?
Perfect.
That's
Absolutely
beautiful.
perfect.
Okay, ladies. Well, you have a lovely Saturday, and I'm going to sit here and start typing up documents. So I will see you online in the near future.
Okay,
Lovely
lovely.
to meet everyone.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
It is. Same. Okay, bye-bye.